Hi everyone, welcome to Hedgehog Hollow. So today we're super excited to be hopping again with Ulta New. They have a fab new release for us, which are these gradient cardstock sets. So I have them all here to show you. So we've got Summer Afternoon, Shades of Purple, Red Cosmos, Seashore, Cherry Blossom, and I don't think this one says on the back what it is, but this is the green version, which I used lots of, so I think I took the front piece out. But the idea is, you can see on the front here, it has 4 shades of colours in an ombre assortment. So think if you're maybe using those background dyes with the stripes behind, you could put these behind it. But we're actually going to be using it with the Hibiscus Garden die, which is really cool. These are a layering die. They do lots of different flowers, and I'm going to be showing you a fun way to make a card with this. The other great thing is they fit in your blossom machine. So this is the Ulta New die cutting blossom machine, and these are cut to fit perfectly. You can see they're just that same size as your mat. So everything you do, you can cut out on your blossom as well, which is really, really nice. I love that fact. And again, you've got a really nice color assortment. So you pretty much have every color family covered that you might want to use. And I already cut out my Hibiscus Garden. So I used this Red Cosmos set. And I think I also used a little bit of the Cherry Blossom because I was just kind of playing around with different ideas. But you can see here, this is how it comes together. And you also get quite a few small pieces like this. So you can see. Pick them all up, and then I cut out of the yellow my centerpiece. So I'm going to show you some tips for assembling this, because I love all the delicate die cuts and all those kinds of things, but they can be a little bit tricky to work with. So I like using this Nuvo glue pen because I can just use it a little bit like a highlighter. Just make sure it's going and it's blue on my kitchen towel, and I just go over everything. And you can see it doesn't look like there's much on there, but you really do have plenty of adhesive. And I'm going to show you how this works on a little bit bigger like this, or it can work on thicker die cuts. Now we're just going to position this up and put it onto our piece here. So that's our first layer. And then you're going to take your next pieces and you're going to pop these on to your hibiscus as well. As I say, there's lots of other flowers too. You don't there's not just hibiscus. I think there's maybe violets and pansies and all sorts of things. So it's a bit like their layering stencils, but they've done dies, so you can create this. And of course, with their ombre cardstocks, everything's now going to coordinate perfectly. So I'm just working out where each of these go based on the one I've already made. So this one looks like it goes on here. And then this one goes on here. You can see everything's contoured perfectly to the edge of your leaf, and it just adds all of that extra dimension. You don't have to ink blend, you don't have to be able to colour, you don't have to be able to have any special skills. You literally just cut and go. And then it looks like there's one that goes in here, and I seem to be missing one out my box, but we can add that in later. And then you have your central piece, which goes in the middle. So I'm going to ink up both of these. So you can see now these are much smaller pieces, but what I do is I just dab on some of the glue onto my kitchen towel, and it dries completely clear, which is amazing. And we do it so that this stamen piece lines up so it goes out of your flower like this, like so. How easy was that to put together, and it looks gorgeous. So you can do all of these fun things. I also cut out some leaves. Oh, there's our piece that we were missing. So this would actually stick onto, some tweezers would be great too. So that would stick onto there like that, and then you'd have your finished flower. So that's how you create your hibiscus. I've already cut some leaves out, and then this is the arrangement that I pre-made on a card. So I used a different light blue cardstock underneath. Because I wanted it card front sized. It's one of the Ulta New cardstocks. And then I used some of the leaves underneath, you can see, to create the arrangement. And then I cut out the Simply Friend die, and I cut that out in 2 different colours. So you see I've got a red and a pink here. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to offset these slightly, like this. So you can see how that's going to go on here. And what it does, it just creates a little bit of extra texture and interest. So again, same technique. So I'm going to take my die cut, no funny kind of having to weed out little bits of adhesive or little dots or anything. Just take your pen like this, go over it with as a highlighter. I mean, look how easy this tip is right here. Like, I'm all about making crafting easy because I'm the laziest crafter you'll find. I want the easy life. So I'm going to put this on top. And then I'm going to drop shadow it. So I'm going to put it, and then I'm just going to pull it down and to the right slightly. You can do, you know, shadows and offsets in different directions. Just choose whichever direction you want to go in. And then what I do is I take the same kitchen towel, fold it in half so it's clean, and then I press. And then I know everything's fine. And the reason I don't use my fingers is because I don't want anything to get icky and sticky on my fingers, and then you can end up with like brown kind of messes and things. So you can see just, it's a little bit of a shadow, but it just adds that little bit of interest. And being a liquid adhesive, you've got some time to play around with how you want that to look. Again, I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to take my highlighter, and just on the thinner pieces I dab. If it's thicker, then I just use it like a normal chisel tip. We'll make sure this is linked up for you too, but I'm loving these cardstocks and how everything coordinates so beautifully together. You could do a whole ombre piece here, you know, with your, can't decide if I want it straight. Probably should have decided that up front, but I think I'm going to just go on the angle slightly. Again, I'm going to fold this over and I'm going to press down. And that's exactly how I do it. So there's our finished piece. You could maybe add, if you wanted some of those sticky enamel dots, but how gorgeous is that as a card? And all it is die cutting with your blossom, sticking it all together really quickly. You saw how easily I've made that card, like 5 minutes to make that. And then everything is done with that gorgeous drop shadow too. And that drop shadow, just that little outline of red, just makes it pop off the background. Whereas if I had it as just plain pink, kind of just gets lost in there a little bit. So I absolutely adore this card. I hope you'll go check out the rest of the blog hop. There's prizes to be won, of course. Make sure you're subscribed to Hedgehog Hollow for our daily inspiration. And I will see you again tomorrow with something really, really fun. I'm super excited to be showing you that as well. So come back. I will see you real soon. Bye, everyone.